I just got locked.
So what are you allowed to say about the show? It's a big mystery, so...
But what is it that you want to know about the show?
As much as you can tell us.
Alphabetical order,
Well,
please.
it's an archaeological thriller centered in Jerusalem, and we follow the character of Jason Isaac, who plays Peter Connolly, an FBI agent in Jerusalem, who investigates a crime and through it uncovers a conspiracy 2,000 years in the making. He's investigating the murder of an archaeologist under the city, under the old city, in the tunnels under the old city. And he's also dealing with personal grief. So the show is very much about grief and fanaticism and faith. He comes to Jerusalem after losing his daughter, and he comes kind of faithless to the place that is probably the holiest place on earth. And he's dealing with the loss of his faith in this place. So, yeah.
Did you get to film in the...
You Israeli?
Yeah. Did you get to film in the underneath the city?
We did. We got unbelievable access to the city. We shot in places that haven't been shot before, that haven't even been seen before. We were in tunnels that are 3,000 years old. Really amazing stuff we were able to achieve. Yeah, Jerusalem kind of rolled out the red carpet for us, and I was born and raised in Jerusalem, so it was very exciting for me to see places that I didn't even know existed in the city. Yeah. There were so many things in the script that we wrote based on things that I knew, but also based on, okay, we'll have to build that. And then, our location scout in Jerusalem, like, no, actually we have it. And come look at this tunnel that's never been seen before. It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Are we going to see other parts of Israel?
Yes, we shot all around Israel. We shot in Tel Aviv, we shot in the modern parts of Jerusalem, we shot near the Dead Sea. And it was amazing to take the cast and the crew to all these places and tell this particular story in those places, because it really had an emotional impact on them, and I think it translates to the screen.
Was Jason Isaacs who you always wanted for the role?
Yes, and everybody says that, but the truth is that when Tim and I got together and started talking about this role, about Peter Connolly, we were looking for someone who has both this kind of leading man, FBI hero quality, but also a vulnerability to him and a dark side, because the thriller is pretty dark. And we thought of Jason Isaacs immediately, and we met him, funny enough, a few weeks later in our agents. We have the same agent, Tim and I, in our agent's home for an event. And we walked over to him, this was probably over a year ago, and we said, just so you know, we're working on a project and you're in our minds for it. And he's like, oh, yeah. And here we are with him, so it's pretty awesome.
He once complained that he only gets to play heavies, and that what he really would like to play is a cringing, neurotic Junus. Does he get any closer
to do that?
Oh.
No, he does heavy.
Okay.
And when you look in those eyes, you see all the way down to his soul, so that's where the heaviness comes from.
Are you disappointed to have to move production from Israel?
Yes, heartbroken. We shot there for a few months, and we completed the pilot, which was awesome. We had a whole Israeli crew there. Many of them I worked with before on Prisoners of War and Homeland. And the situation heated up, so we had to relocate. But we're committed to not compromise the scope and scale of the show. But yeah, we wanted to complete the show in Israel.
Do you think that with the recent unrest that's going on, that is going to affect the show and how it's seen?
I don't think
or
so.
How
it's no, it's definitely not going to affect how we write it. It is not a current geopolitical thriller in the sense that a Homeland was. This is a conspiracy 2,000 years in the making. It's an archaeological thriller. It's a thrilling ride. It's a murder mystery, but it's not about the conflict. If it were about the conflict, then yes, it probably would affect it, but this show isn't. Anything else?
Can you tell us any more about the sort of interactivity aspects to it, like on the web and stuff like that?
Oh yes, our marketing team has been doing an amazing job. We have, I think the site went on today, I think, Dig Decoded, where the viewers will be able to get an added experience to the show, and there's some clues there that will and games that give you more information about the show. We're also on Wattpad. As of today, there's a 12-part prequel to our story that every week I think will be released before our show. So there's a lot of added bonus for the big fans.
Thank you. That was great.
Thank you. Thanks.